Hi, Amanda. How are you?
Good. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. Out
Awesome.
running around doing some errands.
Oh, fun. All right. So I actually have a list of questions because the original writer that was supposed to cover this, she's one of our like seasoned writers, and she had written out because she's one of your biggest fans. She had written out all these questions for you.
Ah,
So I'm gonna use her questions.
all right, let's do it.
Awesome. So the first question that she has is she would love to know about your rhinestone caped costumes, the ones that you wore in the 70s. She wants to know if they're archived in a collection somewhere.
No, they were there was some fires and some other stuff that happened, and they were all gone.
Oh
And they were
no.
designed by a guy by the name of Harvey Krantz, who was in L.A. He did a lot of country artists at the time, I think. And
Hmm.
I was introduced to him, and he started doing these outfits for me.
Nice. Well, that's disappointing that they're all gone. Would you ever like revive them? Would you have like replicas made?
I thought about it, and sadly, Harvey passed away because he had all the drawings and he had everything. He could have probably sort of duplicated them or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it, and then I just, it was quite a expensive thing to do. 30 years later, the price was a lot different back then. So
Sure.
it just didn't make sense, and sadly, they're gone, and I have some photos of them and the memories. So yeah.
Yeah. Your work is consistently upbeat and positive. Do you think that is part of the legacy that you're going to leave behind in music?
I mean, I hope so. I mean, that was the whole idea. At the time, I felt music had gotten really dark, and I just wanted to write. And I always kind of liked up-tempo songs, but every time I bought a song or an album, it would have my favorite song on it, and then everything else were ballads and slow mid-tempo. And so I just wanted to bring energy into music and in some kind of, like make happy stuff with up-tempo. I'm glad that that's the direction I took, and that it's helps so many people in a lot of different situations in life, illness and stuff. And I've had many people come to me and tell me that during their hardest times, my music lifted them up. So it's really a
Nice.
blessing to know that you know that what I created, has done that for people and still is doing it for people,
Yeah. So it kind of seems like you might
and
understand.
will and hopefully will after I'm gone.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like you kind of understand more now about bringing people joy with music, maybe than you even first intended to when you started.
Um, Probably. I mean, that was the idea of the whole thing. So,
Nice.
um, pretty much I'm on track for what I wanted to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. One of the things that Mary Lee had asked me to ask you was about your collaboration with Donny Osmond. What can you tell us about that?
We did their TV show and stuff a few times, and over the years we had same management and close friends, and so we've just become very, close as we can be for the distance that we are, and um, I mean, I love Donnie and Marie,
Mm.
and have a lot of great memories with them, and I try to catch their shows whenever they're near where I'm going to be, so I can go over and say hello and chat with them every now and then. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
um, they're great friends. So
that's awesome. Something else that is of interest is you have a musical right now, right? You have Get Down Tonight, the Case and the Sunshine
so
Band
yeah,
musical.
it just finished in London, and so it's going to be coming to the United States this year.
Nice.
It's at some point, hopefully this year.
Hmm.
Um, so it's still a work in progress. What happens is, and I learned this along the way, that we present it someplace, we see the reaction of the crowd, the critics, then we make adjustments, we move it somewhere else, and we
Hmm.
see the reaction of the crowd, the critics, and make more adjustments. So now we're making some more adjustments to bring it here to the U.S.
Okay.
And then, hopefully from here, there'll probably be a lot more versions of it.
Okay. Nice. Well, and I read too that there's some new music in that production. Is that right?
There is. I mean, I recorded 56 new songs in the last 13 years or so, and so I pulled some of those out, for the musical.
Nice. Okay. And so, other than just the musical, can we expect to hear other new music from you?
I hope so. I mean, I have a new single coming out with an artist that we work on called Nine, called Love Goes Up and Down. It should be coming out in the next couple of months or so. We released a song last year called In the Back of My Cadillac,
Okay.
and so we have a new single coming out in the beginning of the year at some point.
Nice. Well, and your music is being featured in a lot of places, it seems, right? Because I think you
Yeah.
were in Saturday Night
And,
Fever, and you were also, in Forrest Gump, and just many other different
we've been
pop culture
in over
moments.
hundred films or so. We've been in our music has been in, so it's been a great ride for sure.
Yeah. Did you get started pretty young?
I grew up in a musical family. Both sides of my family are very musical, and a lot of my cousins were either recording gospel albums or others other records and stuff. My mother and her sisters would do commercials here in Miami on the radio.
Mhm.
So I've been kind of around music my entire life, and then I grew up in the gospel church. So yeah, I mean, music was a big part of my life and my family's life. So even my grandfather from Italy played the mandolin and loved music. So yeah, I mean, it's just been a part of my life. I've never not been without music in my life.
Nice. Do you remember like the moment where it all just clicked for you and you were like, no, this is what I want to do with my life, or does it seem like it was just always destined for that?
I would say since before elementary school, since I was young enough to start knowing music, what music was.
Okay.
Because I back in 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 Miami, I don't know about other places, but you have to fill out these index cards every year, and one of the spaces was occupation. And I'd always put entertainer.
Nice, nice. Well, I mean that's led to even bigger things, right? Like you've done a lot. I mean, you have
Right.
a star on the Walk of Fame, and I mean you've done what, like you've sold 100 million albums. That's coming a long way. How do you keep yourself so humble after all those kind of achievements?
My mother and I was brought up that way. Father always said to be very humble. So
Sure.
um, I'm just thankful for everything that's happened to me.
Yeah.
I've been very blessed.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, that's led basically to this tour, right? Like, because this tour is to celebrate all the years of music leading up to now.
I mean, I tour every year and I do about 60 shows, mostly weekends.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, it's I retired for a while there in the '80s and came back out in the mid '90s, and I'm just having the time of my life. I don't have any pressures to have to do anything, but and when I'm on stage is my happiest moment. So that's what I love doing. Yeah.
When you're saying, you don't have to do anything, well, what is it that motivates you now? Is it that happiness that you're bringing to people?
Yeah, and I love doing what I'm doing, and I love, I love connecting with the people, and being on that stage and seeing such, happiness spread in people coming together as one, and you know, just just seeing people enjoying themselves. I mean, there's nothing greater than that.
Heck yeah. No, I think music brings people together in ways that we don't even realize until we're in that moment.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So, how would you describe the audiences at your performances? Do you feel like it when you're at your shows, it's more like a party?
Amazing.
Yeah.
They're amazing. Yeah.
Do you feel like do you feel like a show is more of a party to you?
I mean,
Well, obviously, you're
I hope
working.
it is. I hope it's a party. It's a celebration of life, of good times and old memories, and creating new memories. And
Awesome.
feeling good. I hope that that's what it's all about. I mean, it seems like that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to, give us a little bit more insight. And it looks
Thank you.
like audiences are going to be able to catch you on Friday, January 23rd here in Indianapolis at the
Great.
Murat. Well, thank you so much. You're so sweet. And I appreciate you taking
You're
the time
welcome.
to talk to
Thank
us.
you.
Yeah. You have a wonderful day.
You too now.
All
Bye.
right. Bye bye.